murdered since George Floyd and before George Floyd. They said they have killed 181 Africans since George Floyd's murder. 181 Africans since George Floyd's murder have been murdered by the police. 181 Africans since George Floyd's murder have been murdered by the police. That is unacceptable, brothers and sisters. That is genocide. That is extermination. That is genocide. We must protest through the proper channels at the United Nations. We must protest through the African Union. This is a human rights issue. It is not an American issue. Peace, black man. We have to give up this American citizenship, and we must now identify as Africans. Africans in America. That's who we are. We are a nation of Africans in America. And if we are going to be a nation of Africans in America, we must give ourselves a name. We must give ourselves a name. We must give ourselves a name. Kwame Nkrumah renamed the Gold Coast to Ghana. Yes, we must give ourselves a name. All the African names had to be renamed after colonization. The names of all the African nations had to be renamed after colonization. So guess what? Since we are declaring independence, we are having a national black declaration of independence. I said we are having a national black declaration of independence. I said we are having a national black declaration of independence. And since we declare our independence from the United States, we must give ourselves a name. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Swaziland changed its name a few years ago and is now known as Eswatini. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that, my Swazi brothers and sisters. It is no longer Swaziland. It is Eswatini. African nations are renaming themselves all the time. South Africa will one day be Azania. So the American African nation, the 50 million of us, must come together and choose a name that represents us. That's the nationality we're talking about. That's the nationality we're talking about. We need to choose a name to represent the American African nation. What will we call ourselves? We need one name. We're going to choose that name at the National Black Revolutionary Political Convention. We're going to choose that name at the National Black Revolutionary Political Convention. We're going to choose that name at the National Black Revolutionary Political Convention. And to my continental Africans and Caribbean Africans and Central and South American Africans and Canadian Africans and Australian Africans and European Africans, we are taking suggestions for the name for the new American African nation because we are dependent black. We are declaring Black independence from the United States. We are declaring our independence from the United States government. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are. We are declaring independence from the United States. What the white man did on July 4th, 1776, the black man is about to do. What the white man did in 1776, we're going to do in 2021. We are declaring independence from the United States. We are no longer citizens of this nation, and we shall henceforth be known as whatever name we choose, brothers and sisters. I'm talking revolution. I don't want a riot. I don't want a revolt. I don't want a rebellion. I don't want a reformation. I want a revolution. I don't want a riot. I don't want a revolt. I don't want a rebellion. I don't want a reformation. I want a revolution, brothers and sisters. A real independence. Yes, yes. And I'm telling you right now, the Ski Mask Club will be out on July 4th. If I catch any Negro celebrating his slave master's freedom. How we doing, ladies? All right, good to see you. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you, babe. Thank you. All right, y'all. That's the beautiful African queens of Delaware. The beautiful African queens of Delaware. That's the beautiful African queens of Delaware coming through, shouting out the prince. The American African nation, we are declaring independence. I'm going to work on that Declaration of Independence. If you don't want to be independent, no problem. You will be the nation of coons. We will let the government of America know that there are some Negroes who did not want to be free. They are the nation of coons. We will let Joe Biden know that there's a few million of us who don't want to be free. They are the nation of coons. But for those of us, how we doing, Baba? But for those of us who are declaring independence, we want it to be known that we shall now, herefore, and forevermore be known as the name that we choose, brothers and sisters. Revolution. July 4th, 2021. I better not catch a Negro celebrating it. July 4th, 2021, we are not playing. The Goonie Goon Goons, the Ski Mask Club, we better not see no cookouts. We better not see no celebrations. We better not see no red, white, and blue flags. I better not catch one of you coons celebrating your oppressor's freedom. I better not. I better not. I better not catch a coon on July 4th celebrating this slave master's freedom. I better not. We're not having it this year. July 4th has been banned in the black community. Effective immediately, July 4th celebrations.
Finally catch you.
How we doing there, Baba?
I'll finally catch you here live.
How's it going? How we doing, little brothers?
Can't complain.
I hear you.
When you gonna open up?
We hoping to be done by the end of the summer, and we want to do a grand opening festival, block the whole block off in early September. That's the goal. So we got 4 months. That's the goal. And then once we get the Marcus Garvey side of the street ready, we're going to get the Frederick Douglass side of the street ready. But we're going to focus on this side because it's a little less expensive, you know, a little smaller. Get the school started over here next September and then get renovating over there. We're going to get there, Baba. Just a little bit of growing pains. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Be safe now. Yes, indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. It's time for the American African to declare independence. We are still Africans. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. What are there, 54, 55 nations in Africa? We'll be the 56. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. We talking real Juneteenth now. We talking real Juneteenth now, brothers and sisters. But I'm going to get ready to hop off the live. Make sure you donate. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Mail in your check or money order, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. Share the Breakfast Club interview. Share this interview. Last thing I want to say before I close. Last thing I want to say before I close. Last thing I want to say before I close. Last thing I say before I close. We need a location to hold the National Black Revolutionary Political Convention. We need a location to hold the National Black Revolutionary Political Convention. I want to do 4 of them. Four. East Coast, West Coast, down South, Midwest. East Coast, West Coast, down South, Midwest. You can come to anyone you want to come to. You can come to anyone you want to come to. We need a big church that can seat about 3,000. Where them old black churches at that can seat 3,000 to 5,000? Where them old black churches at that can seat 3,000 to 5,000? Where them old black churches at that can seat 3,000 to 5,000? Where them old black churches at that can seat 3,000 to 5,000? Call on your grandmother, call on your grandfather, call on your godmother, call on your godfather. We need one of those. We need 4 big black churches. We need one on the East Coast. We need one on the West Coast. We need one down South, and we need one with Midwest. I don't want to use the white man's convention center because he's going to listen to everything we talk about. I don't want to use the white man's convention center because he's going to bug the whole thing. He's going to tape the whole thing. He's going to infiltrate the whole thing. I don't want to use the white man's convention center. I really don't. If we have to, we will. If we have to, we will. If we have to use the white man's facilities, we will. But I'm hoping we can find 4 black churches. I'm hoping we can find a black church in the Midwest. I'm hoping we can find a black church that can seat 3,000 in the South. I'm hoping we can find a black church that can seat 3,000 to 5,000 in the East. I'm hoping we can find a black church over there in California or Seattle or down in Phoenix. We need 4 black churches, 3,000 seat mega churches. We got to get on TD Jakes. Somebody call TD Jakes. Call Creflo Dollar. Call all these mega churches up and tell them we need space. Get all these mega churches up and tell them we need space, brothers and sisters. But in the meantime, you can text me and let me know if we should still do the first annual Unapologetically African Festival at your campus, our campus, my campus, your campus, the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, brothers and sisters. Do we go forward with the first annual Unapologetically African Festival? That's the Nat Turner Jean-Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium. You're looking at the Nat Turner Jean-Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I love y'all. Thank you to the donors. Thank you to the supporters. Thank you to the Most High, to the ancestors, the Loas, the Abusums, the Orishas, the spirit guides, the nature spirits, all righteous energy. This is your humble servant, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Peace